Hello, welcome to the session on Six Sigma by Pankaj Chauhan. In today's session, we are going to learn about how to calculate the sample size. So sample size we calculate for continuous as well as discrete data. What about the data type, which is the continuous or discrete? I explained in my previous video. In case you did not watch it, please go and watch that type of the data in my previous video, and then you will understand the detail of the data type and how do we calculate the sample size for the continuous and discrete data, which I'm going to explain you now. So for a high level, let me just explain you what is the data type. Whenever you have a data in the numerical format, that numerical format data we categorize into two categories. One is continuous. Continuous data type is which can be broken down to in the further meaningful unit. Example wise, height. Height can be in meter, like as if height is a 1.8 meter, which can be 180 centimeter or can be 6 feet. That type of data is continuous data. Otherwise, it's a discrete data. So mainly the sample size which we calculate either for the continuous data or in discrete data when we have the proportion defectives, which is how much is the percent defective we have or how much we are estimating that how much should be the sample size in case my percent defective is moving from X1 to X2. So that we are going to learn today. All right, so how to calculate the sample size? Sample size will depend on your degree of confidence. Mostly statistics always work at the degree of confidence of 95%. So if you have the 95% of the degree of confidence or the confidence level, then the value of alpha or ZC, which is the degree of confidence, will be 1.96. In case you are taking a confidence of 99%, then this will be 2.58. Or in case you are taking a degree of confidence as in 90%, then this value will be 1.64. So as you know, higher the confidence level required, the larger the sample size. Now the another thing is what the desired precision, which we call as an delta, or delta is also called as a margin of error, is also known as a confidence interval or the margin of error. It's the value take from plus or minus 5% or maybe more as well. What is your desire? So lower the numerical value required, the larger sample size and the population size what we need here. And standard deviation, continuous data or the proportion defective is for the discrete data. So now here is the example which you see, which is based on the continuous data. In the next slide, I will explain you about the discrete data, how to calculate the sample size. So you see number of sample, which is denoted by N. The formula works is equal to 1.96, which is the degree of confidence. S stands for the standard deviation of the process data, which you currently have, and divided by the delta, which means the margin of error, and the square of all. Then you will get the sample size. Example wise here, let's take a loan processing center has implemented a new process, and they wanted to estimate the average lead time in the days. So the experience with similar process suggests that the standard deviation is 5. So this is what the current variation in your process, which we measure in the form of a standard deviation, is 5. What sample size would you use if you want to estimate to be within 2 days? So your X1 value, which is the current level of the variation of the process, is 5. And you wanted to estimate that how many samples you need if you want to reduce it from the 5 to 2 days. And in the another example, how does it change when you want it to within 1 day? So sample size when you calculate here, so number of sample when you are want to calculate at the degree of confidence, which is 1.96, and the margin of error is 2 with the current standard deviation of 5. So degree of confidence into standard deviation divided by the margin of error. So degree of confidence for us is 1.96, which is the 95% of confidence level. Then the current standard deviation of the process is 5 and the margin of error is 2. And when we do the calculation and take the square of that, this means we need a 24 sample minimum to validate either we have achieved 2 days or we did not achieve the 2 days. Further to this example, from the 2 days, we want to move to 1 day. So for 1 day, my degree of confidence remains same. Standard deviation of the current process remains same as in 5. And my margin of error has came down from 2 days to 1 day. We take the square of that, and then I need minimum 96 sample to calculate the sample size for this particular scenario. Now let's learn about how to calculate the sample size for the discrete type of data. Here is your discrete type of data. In the same example, if we continue in terms of the proportion, so the loan processing center thinks that their error rate is around 10%, which is the current level of the percent defective. They want to estimate to be within the 3% at 95% confidence level. So from 10%, they wanted to move to 3%, and the degree of confidence is 95%, which means the value of the 95% confidence level will be 1.96. And further, they want to move from the 3% to 1%. So how do we calculate that? So here n, which is the number of sample size, is equal to degree of confidence divided by the delta, which means margin of error. So degree of confidence at 95%, we have 1.96, and margin of error for this process we have taken as an 3%. Square, which is now multiplied by P and 1 minus P. So P is what my currently I have 10% of the defective. So value of P will be 0.10 into 1 minus 0.10. So the value will come here 1.96 divided by margin of error 3%. We will write as in 0.03. We take the square of that multiplied by current proportion defective is 10%, which means 0.10 into 1 minus 0.10. If we calculate this value, my number of sample size will come as in 384. Now, to continue to this, from the 3%, we want to move to the 1%. So my degree of confidence remains same. Margin of error will reduce from 3% to 1%. 1% we write as in 0.01, square of that. And my current proportion defective is still remains same as in 10%. So 0.10 multiplied by y minus 0.10, which means I need around 3,457 sample to calculate the sample size for this. So these were the two ways we calculate the sample size for our population, like as how much is the minimum sample we need to validate the hypothesis which we have defined. Thank you so much. Have a good day.